Hey, it's Jen from the Nomadic Fits Gluten-Free, and today I want to talk to you about why New York City is one of the best places for gluten-free food. Growing up in New York on Long Island, just outside the city, it really holds a special place in my heart. And even though I went back there after college as an intern, I was interning on the Upper West Side, that was 2011, and there really wasn't much in the gluten-free scene that I knew about. So going back 10 years later, it has really improved dramatically, and I'm so impressed with all of the options, safe options, and delicious, like so good you will not know what to do with yourself food that you can find in New York City. New York City is known for having incredible restaurants, and one of the things that I really loved about visiting was the fact that there were so many dedicated gluten-free places. So you had a lot of options, and not just bakeries, but restaurants too. Sometimes I feel like when you travel you can find a bakery, but you can't always find a restaurant, and New York was a little bit different in that sense. So in my video today, I'm going to be talking about my favorite spots for gluten-free food in New York City, and these are the places you should definitely have on your list if you're planning a trip to New York. So first on your list should definitely be Modern Bread and Bagel. This is a dedicated gluten-free facility. They also have a sister restaurant, Arba, which is for Mediterranean cuisine, and next door to Time and Tonic, which is another dedicated gluten-free restaurant. But Modern has the most incredible bagels you will ever taste. I'm a native New Yorker. I know a really good bagel, and these taste exactly like the ones I had as a kid, except these are gluten-free. When I was there, I actually had to go back to get a second one because I finished the first everything bagel with cream cheese, and it was so incredible that I was like, no, I can't walk away without getting number 2. So I got a second one, cinnamon raisin with cream cheese, which was equally fantastic. Modern also ships their bagels, so if you don't have any plans to get to New York anytime soon, you can have them shipped right to your door. They freeze really well. Shipping is expensive, but I will say definitely worth it. The second place that should definitely be on your list if you're planning a trip to New York is Senza Gluten. Now, Senza Gluten actually is 2 different places. They have their cafe and bakery, and then they have their Italian restaurant. Everything at Senza Gluten is 100% gluten-free. You can't go wrong with anything that you order from Senza because it's all fantastic. I did not have a chance to try the entire menu, but from the small bits that I did try, and the small amounts that I actually had shipped to me during the pandemic, highly recommend. So they have paninis, they have pasta, they have flatbreads, they have pastries, they have so many delicious things. You really won't be disappointed by anything that you get at Senza. I would highly recommend the bombolini. I got one, it's pastry, and I got it stuffed with pastry cream, and it was phenomenal. Place number 3 that should be on your list of gluten-free spots in New York City is the Little Beet. Now, a word of caution about the Little Beet. So they are actually 2 different places. There's the Little Beet Table, which is a sit-down restaurant that has gluten-free options. And then there's the Little Beet, which is a chain restaurant in the city that is 100% gluten-free. So where I went was the Little Beet chain restaurant, where it's a lot of fresh bowls and veggies. So I made a rice bowl with some sweet potatoes, some green beans, and chicken, and opted for some chipotle aioli on the side. So please be mindful if you are visiting the Little Beet that they are 2 different things. The fast, to-go locations, or the, fast food equivalent is 100% gluten-free. It's not fast food, it's actually really healthy food. And then the Little Beet Table, their sit-down restaurant, is not dedicated gluten-free, but they have gluten-free options. I really liked having this as an option for eating when I was there, because sometimes I find when I am at a place or a location that has tons of gluten-free food, I tend to go for a lot of baked goods and things that are super sweet. So to remind myself to have something a little bit more healthy and more balanced was really great. So that's what I did with the Little Beet. And I'll share a photo of what that looked like next. Number 4 on your list for gluten-free food in New York City should be Posh Pop Bake Shop. This bakery is quite frankly, the only word I can use to describe it is like insane. Because they have desserts. Not only they're a gluten-free bakery, let me start with that. They're a dedicated gluten-free bakery, but their desserts are so wild and so crazy, insanely delicious. You will have so much decision fatigue, you won't even know what to try. I mean, they have cakes, they have cookies, they have brownies, they have brownie cakes. They have so many different things. It's cheesecakes. They have so much stuff. It will be very difficult to decide what to get. I got the s'mores brownie and red velvet cheesecake when I was there. Both were phenomenal, but I mean, very rich, very decadent, perfect place for a special treat. But oh my goodness, you're gonna walk in and just go, how am I ever gonna decide? You're gonna want one of everything. Those are some of my top favorite places in New York City for gluten-free food. I have lots more in my complete New York City gluten-free travel guide, which you can find on my website. I'm going to link it right here in the description. Be sure to subscribe for more gluten-free videos. I'll be sharing lots more gluten-free content with you very soon.